Okay, let's say they're giving you a system of equations. What does that mean? It means they're giving you two separate equations, and what you're doing is using the information. See, when they give you two equations, what's happening is because they're giving you a second set of information, you're actually able to now solve for the variables. If I had just given you one equation with two variables, you cannot solve for that because there's not enough information to determine what each variable is. But as soon as I add that second set of information, now I can start to maybe see. Now with solving system by graphing, the key is first, obviously you want to do some graphing. Here's my y-intercept, so I plot at 2. Here's my, we'll say this is the red line. I plot at 2. And then remember, we like to go down 5 over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 4. Another thing I like to do when I do this is kind of go the other direction. So if I have negative 5 over 4, I could also kind of go up 5 and negative 4, kind of to go the opposite direction. It's the same thing. It's still a negative slope. Meaning I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I'm able to do is actually get a point on this side too. So if I end up connecting these points here, okay, down 5 over 4, let's say that's here, okay, I'm able to graph this line. And now what I'm looking for is once I graph this second line, let's do it in purple. 6, I'm at negative 6. Here's my y-intercept, negative 6. Up 3 over 4. You see right away, up 3 over 4, that what we've able to accomplish here is that there's an intersection. Okay? We've been able to intersect the two lines. Now what that's telling you is that at these two lines, there's a set of values, 4, and negative 3, in which I can put into both equations, like if I put in y is equal to negative 5 over 4, or I'm sorry, if I said negative 3 is equal to negative 5 over 4 times 4 plus 2, if I solve this side of the equation, you would get negative 3 is equal to negative 3. And the same goes for this purple line here. Once I've intersected these two lines, I've found a spot where an x and y coordinate would actually fulfill the requirement of both equations. And this is my solution here, this intersection of the two graphs. Let's just take a look at another example here. This one they're giving me a plus 6 and a down 2 over 3, down 2 over 3, down 2 over 3. I could basically just go up 2, back 3, connect all these points. I don't even need to make a line, just see if I have any points that kind of land on the same spot, but I'll make the line so we can see it. This is in blue. Let's do this one in purple. I'm starting at negative 1. I'm going up 1 over 2, right? Here's my slope, 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, and here I've identified another spot in which I have an intersection. But let's take a look at something else here. We like to take a look at this wonderful calculator we have, in which I could plug in a negative 2/3 x plus 6. Okay, that's my equation here. I could also look at this second line here, 1/2 x minus 1. I could graph both of these lines. Look what happens here. From a separate problem, I've actually, my window's a little different. So anytime you want to go back to your regular window, I hit zoom, and you have this zoom standard feature, which basically brings you back to where your y and x axis are at 10, negative 10, 10, negative 10. And what the calculator will actually do for you, look, they give you two different colors on this one, which is great. What this calculator would do for you, let me show you that again. If I go second, I hit this button here, second and then there's this word here, calc, it'll actually tell me my intersection. I could use the intersect function. And what it'll do is, it'll tell me to pick this first curve. So I'll move the cursor to be a little left of the intersection. Boom. I'll move, oop, hit the wrong button there. First curve, and then I'll move this cursor maybe past the intersection. Second curve, hit enter again, and it actually gives me, my intersection of 6 and 2. If you look here, it's giving me my intersection of 6 and 2. It's giving me that value. And if you look here, when we plotted this point, it was in fact 6, 2. So I can use my TI-83, again I'll show you again, a second calc, go to intersect, because remember, where my lines intersect is where my solution is. Hit enter again, you got to hit it twice. This is some sort of guess. And then it gives you my 6 and 2. So it'll actually give you my answer there. So it's good to take a look at what the calculator is doing.